Echoes of the Past. Once upon a time, in a quaint university town nestled among rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a young woman named Rebecca. She was a diligent student, always striving for excellence in her studies. But beneath her facade of academic ambition, there lurked a deep sense of longing, a yearning for something more than the mundane routines of university life. One crisp autumn evening, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew chilly, Rebecca found herself wandering through the campus gardens. The moon hung low in the sky, casting a soft, ethereal glow upon the world below. Lost in thought, she meandered aimlessly, her mind adrift in a sea of contemplation. As she strolled beneath the towering oak trees, Rebecca couldn't shake off the feeling of nostalgia that washed over her. It was as if the very air around her was imbued with memories of days gone by, of moments long forgotten. She paused, closing her eyes and inhaling deeply, trying to capture the essence of those fleeting recollections. Suddenly a voice broke through the silence, echoing across the deserted pathways. "Rebecca," it whispered, barely audible above the gentle rustle of the leaves. Rebecca's heart skipped a beat as she spun around, searching for the source of the mysterious sound. There, standing in the shadows, was a figure cloaked in darkness. Rebecca's breath caught in her throat as she stared, her mind racing with fear and uncertainty. Who could it be? And what did they want from her on this lonely night? With trembling hands, Rebecca stepped forward, her voice barely a whisper. "Who are you?" she asked, her words barely audible in the stillness of the night. The figure stepped forward, revealing itself to be a young man with piercing blue eyes and a disarming smile. "I am Daniel," he said, his voice soft yet full of depth. "I come from a time long past, a time when these gardens were alive with laughter and joy." Rebecca's eyes widened in astonishment. A time traveler? It seemed impossible, and yet here he stood before her, a living embodiment of her deepest fantasies. "But why have you come here?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. Daniel's smile faded, replaced by a look of sadness. "I have come to seek solace in the echoes of the past," he replied, his voice tinged with regret. "These gardens hold memories of a life I once knew, a life that was stolen from me by the cruel hand of fate." Rebecca's heart went out to him, her own longing mirrored in his words. She reached out, her hand trembling as it touched his arm. "Tell me your story," she whispered, her voice barely a breath. And so, as they walked through the moonlit gardens, Daniel began to recount his tale. He spoke of a love lost to time, of a bond forged in the fires of youth and passion. He spoke of a tragedy that tore them apart, leaving him adrift in a sea of sorrow and regret. As he spoke, Rebecca felt her heart arch with empathy. She could sense the depth of his pain, the weight of his burden pressing down upon him like a leaden cloak. And yet there was something else, a glimmer of hope, a flicker of light amidst the darkness. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, Rebecca vowed to help Daniel find closure, to uncover the truth behind the mysteries of his past. Together they delved into the archives of the university library, scouring ancient texts and forgotten manuscripts for clues to Daniel's origins. Days turned into weeks, and still they searched, their determination unyielding in the face of adversity. And then, one fateful afternoon, they stumbled upon a discovery that would change everything. Hidden away in the depths of the archives, they found a love letter, penned by Daniel himself centuries ago. In it, he poured out his heart to his beloved, professing his undying devotion and vowing to reunite with her in another life. As Rebecca read the words, her eyes filled with tears. It was a testament to the enduring power of love, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope could still shine through. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Rebecca and Daniel set out to unravel the mysteries of the past. They retraced Daniel's footsteps, following the trail of clues that led them ever closer to the truth. And then at long last they found it, the hidden chamber beneath the university chapel, where Daniel and his beloved had once pledged their eternal love. As they stepped inside, the air seemed to shimmer with magic, the walls pulsing with the energy of centuries past. And there in the center of the chamber they found her, Daniel's beloved, her spirit lingering on in the echoes of time. With tears in his eyes, Daniel reached out to her, his hand trembling with emotion. "I have come for you," he whispered, his voice barely a breath. "I have come to take you home." And as they embraced, their souls intertwining in a dance as old as time itself, Rebecca knew that she had witnessed something truly extraordinary, a love that had transcended the boundaries of time and space, a love that would endure for all eternity.